Hey guys, be sure to like and subscribe. Today we're going to be talking about, is the 70s a pipe dream for expats? Once you hit your 70s over here, it gets a lot more expensive in the Philippines for healthcare. And once you hit that age is when you start going downhill. And we've spoken about this before about where age 72 is the average age over here when an expat passes away over here. And I don't know if it's the heat, the style of living, or what it is, but most expats seem to pass away over here at that age. I think a lot of it has to do with the food over here. There's a lot more salt in the food, so you're more likely to suffer from a stroke, heart attack, things like that over here because the heat things. Also, once you hit that age 72, you got diabetes coming into play and a lot more health issues because that's usually the age when most people pass away is in the 70s to 80s, in that range right there. And over here, to get an ambulance or something like that, it's not the easiest thing to do. So you have to have people around that are willing to take you to the hospital and get you there fairly fast, for survivability. We've also talked about having like somebody that knows CPR in the household, or have one of the machines that will bring you back. And those are the EAD machines, and that's important to be thinking about that stuff once you hit that age. The other thing also is this is once you hit 75, the rates go up, way up, and you have to have some sort of money as your backup. We've talked about that before. And if you're coming over here in your 70s, you need a lot more. And we've got people wanting to come over here, and they said no matter what, they're coming over here, and I try to talk them out of it, but some of them don't want to listen. And it's downright dangerous at that point to come over here because without the backup and support of, you need your startup cash of about 10,000. You need at least, at a minimum, 10 or 20,000 plus really good insurance that's going to pay the hospital directly or something like that. So you need something like that. I recommend having $50,000 or more. But some of these people, they're dead set on coming over here, and I want to try to get to these people and tell them, don't come over here. If you're over age 72, I would say don't come over here. And that's just my advice. I know some people, they're dead set on coming over here, and that's on you. Once you come over here, and I feel for these people because I know this is like their last hurrah. Like I want to come and I want to live over there and have the palm trees, the ocean, and live in the Philippines and find a decent girl or girlfriend or whatever, even if she's older or whatever. I want to find somebody over there, and that's all possible. Okay, I don't want to be a person that breaks people's dreams, that tells people you can't have your dream. I'm all for dreams. That's one thing I am for, okay? But the thing is that you got to be realistic with yourself sometimes. I mean, you're leaving Medicare and Medicaid behind for a place that doesn't have that. And yeah, you can get insurance over here, but is it the best insurance? Probably not. The other thing is you need to have the money to pay the hospital, if you have insurance that doesn't have an access card. And once you hit that 75 mark, it gets harder to find insurances that have the card that will pay the hospital directly. And that's something to think about when you're over here. I mean, and for you guys that are still planning on coming over here no matter what, you definitely want to keep your Medicaid and your Medicare back in the States in case you have to go back. You come down with cancer or something like that, you need to go back, you have prostate issues or what have you. You want to have that safety, guys. And a lot of you guys aren't thinking about all that stuff. A lot of guys that are coming over here, they're coming over here because it's cheaper over here, things like that. Your housing is cheaper. A lot of things are cheaper over here. $1,500, $2,000 goes a long way over here, more so than back home, because of the cost of rentals over here. But to come over here, you got the startup costs too. The startup cost is usually around $8,000 to $10,000 to furnish your house, get a refrigerator, air conditioning, things like that. Plus your ticket's going to cost you probably about $3,000 today because you have to have the throwaway ticket. So there's another thing too. So it's going to probably cost about $3,000 because ticket prices are going up. So when they open up over here, I would say for the first 3 to 6 months that prices are going to be sky high because Filipinos are going to be wanting to come back home, from the United States to visit their relatives. Plus you're going to have all the expats coming over here. You're going to have tourists coming over here. It's going to get expensive for all that stuff. And you have to be ready for that. And you have to be realistic about that. But for people coming over here above 72, I would say don't come. Just to be realistic. I want to be honest with people. I want people to be safe. 50s and 60s, hey, have at it. As long as your health is halfway decent. But in your 70s, I really feel like it's just not a safe age to come here. Because your health care is going to be half of what it is back in the U.S., unless you go to a really good hospital. I mean, the hospital that I have around here, it's a good hospital. Is it as good as the hospitals in the United States? It's pretty close. But most hospitals in most towns around here are not that great. And that's the thing that you have to worry about the most over here is the hospital care. So just be aware of that, guys, and you'll be all set. I just want people safe, guys. And that's why I'm putting this out there about people in their 70s. I've had guys call me up in their 90s. Guy was 92 years old, told me he's healthy. He has no health issues except that he's old. He says, I'm 92, Steve. I want to come over there. He says, I don't know how much longer I got left. And I told him to stay home. And he still said he wanted to come. And I don't know, he said he might not then because of what I had told him. But at least I got him thinking about it, that not to come over here. But I've had some people, and that aren't in the right state of mind, because if you're not on top of things, mentally, then maybe you shouldn't be here. If you think you need other people to take care of you, this is not the place to find somebody to take care of you. It's even if you have friends over here or whatever, you can't expect your friends to take care of you, because they have lives too. So you have to be careful about that. Like you don't want to push yourself upon somebody that doesn't want to be pushed upon. And these are some of the things you have to think about too. You want to make sure that you have the ability to take care of yourself, or you have somebody here that's willing to take care of you. And that's important. Either you have the money for a caretaker, or you have a girlfriend or a wife. And when you're coming over here at age 75 or 76 or 77 or 74 or 73, it gets a little bit harder to find a girlfriend. Not that it's impossible, but it gets a little bit harder. And you really got play it safe. Use your head up here, and when we get into that age of the 70s, this here starts going downhill a little bit, and you have to be aware of that. And as you start to fail, you're less aware of that, and you need somebody else doing some of the thinking for you sometimes. And if you come over here and you don't have that ability, then this isn't the place for you, But anyway, guys, I just want to throw that out there. I felt a little compelled to talk about this a little bit because of the people that are calling me lately. I'm getting quite a few people in their 70s, even 80s. Like I said, one guy, 92. Not safe. Be careful. God bless, guys. Take care.